News is your local election headquarters. Almost every time you turn on the TV, you probably see a commercial for a candidate in the Tennessee governor's race. A new poll out tonight suggests you'll be seeing a lot more ads. The GOP primary is about as tight as it can get. It has Diane Black with 24% support, Randy Boyd with 23%, a surging Bill Lee with 19%, and Beth Harwell farther back at 10%. By the way, 24% are undecided, and the margin for error on this poll, I should say, is plus or minus 3.7%. All right, here to talk one-on-one about this race and where it stands is Local 24 News political analyst and commentator Otis Sanford. Otis, we've been wondering when or even if the gloves would come off. Now we know the answer. Some other polls reportedly have buoyed up a little, but this is at least a three-candidate race, isn't it?
There's no question about this, Richard. This is a very, very tight three-person race. It's really the closest primary, gubernatorial primary, Democrat or Republican, that I've seen in quite some time. Certainly closer than in 2010, when the last open seat for the governor's office, when you had three candidates and Governor Haslam emerged as a front runner and never gave it up. This is a very tight race. It's going to be nasty going forward because there's a lot at stake here.
A lot more negative ads. The same poll asked likely Republican voters, what is the top issue facing the state? Stopping illegal immigration was first with 28%, followed by jobs and the economy. Then there was a big drop when it comes to improving education and affordable health care. Opioids didn't do very well. Taxes, infrastructure, barely registered. What do these numbers say to you?
Well, it tells me that Tennessee is just like pretty much the nation right now. Immigration has emerged as the top issue in the midterm elections. Now, again, this poll used the term stopping illegal immigration. I don't think that's the wording in most of the national polls, but certainly the immigration issues are front and center on everybody's mind, certainly because of what happened down on the border the last few weeks, separating children. So there's a lot of sentiment and a lot of pushback in those numbers related to that. Tennessee may be an outlier here in that they support President Trump on what he's doing when pretty much the rest of the nation is not.
We had a dust-up this past week with Shelby County Democratic Party Chair Corey Strong labeling all Republican nominees in Shelby County as racist and homophobic, among other things. It was a Facebook post in which he was pleading with Democrats to get out the vote in August. Do you think the governor's race is playing a part in what they're talking about locally among Democrats?
Well, there's no question about it. There's so much enthusiasm for the Republican gubernatorial primary that it threatens to overshadow anything that the Democrats have going, including the general election. You know, turnout is driven by two things, Richard. It is driven by excitement. It's also driven by anger. Corey Strong was trying to stoke a little anger there to me with those, what I consider to be very unfortunate comments, and he is getting a lot of criticism for it, but absolutely the Republican primary is driving interest, and Corey Strong is trying to tap into that to drive some Democrats to the polls.
All right, thank you, Otis. Looking forward to having you on Local 24 this week, Sunday morning at 9. Katina?